These are India's farmers who took to the streets second time in 5 years to protest the denial of their demands for higher crop prices by the government. They have also demanded other concessions, including the waiving of loans and universal pensions for farmers aged 60 and above. Two-thirds of India's 1.4 billion people draw their livelihood from agriculture, accounting for nearly a fifth of the country's GDP. But for the past few decades, farm incomes have remained largely stagnant, and the sector is in dire need of investment and modernization.
ਮੰਗਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਦੇਣੀ ਪਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹਾਂ। ਡਰ नहीं, साढ़े बॉर्डर पे रहने हैं। पंजाब से आया, फिरोजपुर से आया, 3 किलोमीटर पाकिस्तान का बॉर्डर है हमारा। ठीक है, उधर भी बॉर्डर है साढ़े, इधर दिल्ली जा रहे हैं, इधर भी बॉर्डर किया है। साडा रस्ता इन्ना कट्टिया, असी नहीं कट्टिया। सानू आख अज सेंटर गौरमेंट सरकार कर रही है, साडा रस्ता सानू पंजाब वालियां नू दिल्ली नहीं जाण देता। जदा साडियां मंगां जां तां सेंटर सरकार मंग लवे ते असी शांतिमय बैठे सा कल।
These farmers have political influence due to their sheer numbers. Most of their sons used to be recruited to army, which now has frozen its intake and instead started a new scheme called oblivious, which is a 4-year-old stint with no pension or benefits. Jobs are in short supply in India, though officially unemployment rate declined from 3.6% in 2022 to 3.1% in 2023. Amidst their search for better employment, the Russia-Ukraine war has contributed to a new form of human trafficking. 2 years into the war, Russia's global quest for more combatants has been satiated by recruiting unsuspecting youth from India. The lure of salaries of around $1,200 a month as army helpers has put the lives of hundreds of youths in jeopardy. Somewhere between 70 and 100 Indian citizens and a large number of Nepalis have been hired to fight for Russia. Promised non-combatant roles, they were trained to use Kalashnikov assault rifles and other weapons before being sent to Ukraine. Reports say that some have even been sent to fight on the front lines. Some have escaped only by sheer luck and help from random people.
मुश्किल इस चीज़ की थी, डर इस बात का था कि आज नहीं तो कल हमको जैसे हमारी ट्रेनिंग ख़त्म होती हमको बॉर्डर पे जाना है और बॉर्डर पे हमारी जान का 110% खतरा है। और हमने कमांडर को पहले ही पूछ लिया था, तो कमांडर को हमने पूछा था कि हमारा वापस आने के चांसेस कितने हैं, तो कमांडर ने बोल दिया था कि 10-10% भी नहीं है। तब से हमको पता चल गया था कि हमको एक बार हम बॉर्डर पर चले जाते तो वहाँ पर वापस आना नामुमकिन है, क्योंकि हमारे से पहले भी काफ़ी लोग आगे बंदे जा चुके थे जो इंजर्ड होकर वहाँ से वापस आते थे। वो हमको एक ही बात बोलते थे कि आप आगे मत जाना। उसने वहाँ पे कॉल करके बात की, उसने बोला इस तरह से इसके फ्रॉड हुआ है, तो उसने काफ़ी सारे वहाँ आर्मी वाले कमांडर को मेरे लिए कन्विंस किया। उन्होंने मेरे लिए पासपोर्ट अरेंज करा के दिया, फिर उन्होंने मुझे वहाँ से निकलवाया।
A Russian language defense ministry contract refers to military service in the armed forces of the Russian Federation with a requirement to participate in hostilities and serve the Russian people without limit. Relatives say that many of the victims were forced to sign such documents without knowing what they entailed.
We to look to new the book with Supaki Sham Waktan. What they came asking, I guess, on the smart Tacha army camp, the book with Supaki Tachukaru Russia army to join. That take the Harab Lake, the book no should tell Yakun, Yimotor Figure Kin, in the Viscarao. YouTube पे सर्च किया इसके लिए आखिर ये क्या इसको वो है तिम हसा थे फोन ब्रोंठी बंद.
This is Mohammad Imran, brother of Mohammad Asfan, who is currently in Russia, who claims his brother was unaware of the documents that he signed and gave, like many others.
And they are now in Russia. After Russia, they have a training for military training, and after that they went for Ukraine. Now presently all are in Ukraine frontline zone. They make an agreement without knowing. They don't have any knowledge about Russian language and what going on there. Just agent asked him to signature. They 3 people signed that agreement.
जैसा तुमने देखा भाई, लोगों को मालूम होगा मैं इस वक्त हूँ रशिया के अंदर.
Imran alleges that the job opportunity was presented by a Dubai-based recruitment agent, Faisal Khan, who has a presence on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as Baba Vlogs. In one video, Khan walks down a street in Russia's St. Petersburg, spelling out the offer: pay him $3,600 and get a job as a helper in the Russian army. He says he facilitated 16 Indian passport holders to go to Russia in November and December, most from India and some from Dubai.
They asked him to send passport and everything. They send details how it's work. They charge per person for 3 lakh rupees. Who Baba Blogs and those things. And they give assurance they work for only military helper, not for any armed force. But they not recruit as a helper, they recruit as a armed force.
जो सामान है, कीमती सामान है, उसको बाहर निकालना.
Even though Khan stopped the recruitment process, Khan's video titled Russia Army Jobs has remained online. The locations of the photos, obtained from the relatives of the recruits to a Russian military facility, were near Moscow.
सही है. तो मेरे को लगा बेसिक ट्रेनिंग रहेगी, आप लोगों को बताया जाएगा कहाँ से दूर रहो, किस चीज से दूर रहो, आपको क्या काम करना है, क्या नहीं काम करना है, इस तरीके का. लेकिन उन लोगों को गन दी दिया है तो मेरे को भी थोड़ा ताज्जुब हो गया. बाकी फिर क्या ये हो गया कि वहाँ से हम लोग ने पूरा काम रोक दिया, स्टॉप कर दिया. और उसके बाद फिर चीज़ें और ख़राब हुई जब उन लोगों ने ये बोला कि हमको कैंप से कैंप भेजा जा रहा है, यहाँ से शिफ्ट किया जा रहा है. आगे से रिपोर्ट आ रही है कि आगे से लोग क्योंकि डेड बॉडी आ रही है, कोई इंजर्ड होके आ रहा है. तो ये सारी सिचुएशन के अंदर हम लोग ने फुल स्टॉप लगा दिए. और आगे जो मेरे से बात जिसकी हो
Neither Russia or Ukraine will say how many foreigners are serving in their militaries or how many they are holding as prisoners of war. Moscow is believed to have hired thousands of foreign combatants, hundreds of them from India's poverty-stricken neighbor Nepal. The Foreign Ministry in New Delhi has confirmed some Indian citizens have signed up for support jobs with the Russian army without specifying whether they were combat roles. It said several had been discharged as a result of its interventions with Russian authorities. But families of the recruits say they were tricked and blamed Indian authorities for not doing enough to extricate them from their predicament. Hundreds of families are waiting with prayers in the hope that their relatives will return home safely from the guise of war profiteering and human trafficking.